What up, Cucks? It's your boy, The Hater. This is part 2 of the video from, I guess, yesterday or today, depending on when I uploaded. Cucks, I don't know when I uploaded it. I don't know what schedule I'm going to have. But the truth is, this is part 2 of a video talking about the overly emotional elements of both wrestling and society. Let's say it like it is, right? There's this weird thing that happened in the last 10, 15 years where people all of a sudden love talking about their emotions. First of all, it's not fun. Because number one, you're burdening someone, right? Now, I'm someone, you'll be surprised to believe this, motherfucks, but I'm someone that in many ways, I am the rock in a lot of my friendships, right? A lot of people rely on me emotionally, right? And I'm not saying this to be condescending to them because a lot of these people are people that I care about very deeply, right? And maybe rely on me emotionally is not correct. Some of them definitely do, but some of them just come to me for emotional advice and things like that, right? Because I don't know if you noticed, Cucks, but the hater is quite wise. But the point is this, right? I never do that to other people. I'm never going to be someone that burdens someone with their own emotions, right? If I have something that is emotionally bothering me, I will deal with it by myself like a man. Now, I'm not saying repress it deep inside and then, perform a school shooting one day. Absolutely not. That's the worst thing you can do. If that's on the table, definitely go talk to somebody, Cucks. But what I'm getting at is this. A healthy way to process emotions, right? I can process my own emotions by thinking about what I think and what I feel, right? So let's say, for example, the hater feels jealousy that one of his friends bought a Maserati, right? This hasn't happened, but let's just say it did, right? I'd be like, damn, why do I feel jealous, right? This would all be inside my head. Why do I feel jealous? I feel jealous because it makes me feel inadequate, let's say, right? What am I going to do about it, right? Well, first I'm going to stop hating on my friend for having something that I don't have, right? That's messed up. He's my friend. Then I'm going to work hard to get that same thing or whatever the resolution is, right? You understand what I'm saying? But in doing this, I will have resolved the problem in my head. This art, which everyone used to do back in the day, no longer applies. Nowadays, it's like you feel something, the world has to know, right? This is perhaps captured best by a clip I saw from the show Catfish, right? Basically, in this episode, they had Machine Gun Kelly, who is like a rapper type guy. He's a dork. I don't like him at all. He's a weirdo. Like, I know he's dating, Megan Fox, but he is a dork. Like, he just dresses like a weirdo. He's just like a douchebag. But anyways, in this episode, he was pretty cool because him and the host of the show realized that the catfishing that's allegedly happened is all manufactured, right? In other words, they're all doing this for clout, right? And then they figure it out and they call them out on it. And like this one girl who is from Haiti, and she's a lesbian. She's like, the world needed to know that I was gay, right? And then the host is like, why does the world need to know that you're gay? Now, the episode should have ended there, right? But the truth is, people feel this way. People do feel that they are special enough that the world needs to know about them, right? Nobody's that special, number one, Cucks. And if you are that special, do what the hater does. Go make your YouTube channel, and some people will listen to you. Maybe millions, who knows, right? But don't go out there burdening the world with your horse shit that you can't handle yourself. Sit down, be a man or a strong woman, right? Be a man or a woman and sit down and think about what it is that's bothering you and at least try to deal with it yourself. This whole, I'm going to share everything and every emotion has to come out of my asshole is ridiculous, right? And how does this connect to wrestling? I'll tell you how. This has now been introduced as one of the primary storytelling media of wrestling, right? The primary medium of storytelling in wrestling is kicking ass, right? That's really what makes wrestling, right? It's that I could tell a story through beating someone, right? That's the entire draw of wrestling, right? But within the media of storytelling, right, there's other ways to do it. For example, the CM Punk way. He comes out there and he says, oh, I failed, but now all of you have to hear an 8-minute speech about how I failed, right? I don't give a fuck. Cody Rhodes comes out there and gets interrupted by Seth Rollins, but the question still remains, what was he going to say? If Seth Rollins didn't come out and interrupt him, were we going to hear 8 minutes of Cody Rhodes talking about how emotional he feels about winning the Royal Rumble? And if so, why the fuck do they think with that I want to hear that? Absolutely not. You look at any of The Rock's promos, there's like basically zero emotion, right? It's all The Rock being funny and saying, I'm going to kick your ass, right? The Rock never said like, when I lost, I had to reflect on what it meant to be The Rock. No, He was like, The Rock got his ass kicked. It's not the first time. It won't be the last time. But Triple H, why don't you get your monkey ass out here so The Rock can layeth or smacketh down on your candy ass, right? That's what The Rock would say. Those were the promos. Stone Cold. He wouldn't be like, when I was betrayed, blah, 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 blee, blee, blee. No, he'd be like, Stone Cold was screwed last night, and that's fine. Stone Cold, as always, is going to get his revenge, right? Nobody was emotional, right? Nobody was like, here's how I feel about what happened. Nobody. Like, not Undertaker, not Kane, obviously, not even Triple H, not Orton, not Cena. Cena kind of started the whole thing a little bit here and there. He'd be like, I do it for the people. But even that, it's not really feelings and emotions. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes are all about feelings and emotions. Oh, I couldn't have done it without the fans. And then he starts crying like a little bitch, right? This idea that your emotions must be felt by the whole world is a lie. And it's not good for you. It's much better to have some emotional continence, right? And withhold your emotions from coming out, right? Now, sometimes you can't and sometimes you shouldn't, obviously, right? And I don't think I need to explain when those times are. I think we all are smart enough to understand, right? But the idea is that just because you feel something doesn't mean that the world needs to stop and listen to your horseshit, right? Especially if it's self-centered and about you, right? It is a common trope that after the Rumble or after a big win, right? A big wrestling moment, the person that had the moment comes out and cuts a promo. The promo can take many different forms. And I'll use this example before I end this video, right? When Roman Reigns beat The Undertaker, which really was the beginning of his heel turn, right? If you really think about it. When he beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania, the entire point was this. He comes out the Raw after WrestleMania to a full house, and people are booing him mercilessly. The entire promo consists of Roman Reigns standing in the middle of the ring and being booed mercilessly for essentially beating The Undertaker. Okay? Now, Roman waits and he waits and he waits until the crowd calms down and he says, "This is my yard now," and he leaves, right? That's a great promo. Now, it's not a promo, it's not great in the way that they have you believe a great promo should be, which is just a bunch of complaining and emotion, right? That's not a good promo. That's a lame promo, right? This is a good promo because it got the point across and it put over the new character of Roman Reigns, who is this guy that I'm not taking any shit anymore, basically, right? Like, I am the guy now, right? I beat Undertaker. I am that guy, right? It's my yard now, right? And he leaves, right? If Cody Rhodes beat The Undertaker, he'd be like, well, if it wasn't for my wife and my interracial child and Dusty Rhodes, my dad, I know he's looking at me in heaven. He would tell me, Cody, I believe that one day you can, but I never believed him. It would be this self-congratulatory, annoying story that you would be hoping the whole time, man, I really hope Randy Orton comes out and just punts this asshole in the head and puts him out for 6 months, right? That's the difference, right? And that's why Roman Reigns is on top, because he understands, or the people that write for him understand why he's important, right? The truth is, and you can cut this any way you want, the truth is that emotions are not masculine. And wrestling, even though they're inundating us with effeminate wrestlers, wrestling as a medium is supposed to be masculine, right? It's right there on the cusp because it's fake, right? So it's not as masculine as, let's say, boxing, right? But it's masculine. And therefore, the things that have historically worked have been masculine charged, right? The Rock is a very masculine character. Stone Cold, very masculine character. The Undertaker, player, very masculine character. And the list goes on, right? The characters that don't quite make it, like Cucky Rhodes, not very masculine, right? He's just an asshole in a suit. CM Punk, they could make him a masculine character, but no, he has to complain about why Luke Gallows doesn't have a job. You think The Rock gave a damn why Luke Gallows didn't have a job? No, The Rock would just as soon as layeth the smacketh down on both Luke Gallows and CM Punk. That being said, cuckolds, the problem still remains, right? We need the narrative of wrestling to shift away from this, cultural comparison where everyone is emotional, where men need to talk about their feelings. Oh, it's okay for men to talk about their feelings. Yeah, it is if every other problem is solved, right, in that man's life. Or women, too. When I say men, I don't mean just males, but everybody. If you have time to talk about your feelings, that means you're a pussy because The people that don't talk about their feelings are people that are out there getting shit done, right? You're not getting anything done. All you do is talk, and I'm supposed to listen. I'm supposed to be attracted to this as something that I aspire to be. Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, Cody and CM Punk are still losers, and that's why I can never get past the fact that Cody, a loser, is being presented as a WrestleMania main eventer. Absolutely not. He doesn't feel like one, right? He could be. So could CM Punk. If they go in a different direction and they're not emotional, they're like, yeah, I won because I'm the best, right? Some arrogance, some balls, you know, like The Miz is a great example, right? The Miz, you know, even though he's in the same era as these guys, very seldom do you see the Miz being emotional. He's all like, yeah, I got big balls. That's like his new thing. You know, I got big balls now. Big confidence. That being said, cucks, take care of yourselves and go fuck your mothers.